Assalamu alaikum, all of you. Good morning. This is me, Dr. Hani الحسني, and that's the course Semantics for senior students and others from different years, like senior, junior, sophomore students. I wish you have a nice week and you enjoy the weekend with your family. Today we will continue from the book. If you open your own book on chapter 7, we have to continue what we finished previously. So currently we reach chapter 7 to talk about components of lexical meaning. And for that component, we have to understand how we can use the plus and minus for the feature. So that's what we call sometimes semantic features. We are trying here to differentiation and distinguishing the word itself based on some general features, and later on we can understand it. But first we need to look here for what happened during the pages. We have the first thing, we have lexical entailment, and we previously defined a lot of things about entailment, but here it's extra examples that could be kind of questions in your exam, or if we have kind of maybe quizzes. So the entailment here, we have A and B. John assassinated the mayor, John killed the mayor. So both of them, it has two sentences, it has the same entailment. It won't be a problem for the entailment. And number two, John is a bachelor and John is unmarried. They are the same for the same context and same meaning. Why? Because a bachelor, it means he's still single, and John is unmarried. So that's what we call it, the real entailment. Others, we have kind of examples, like in number 6, it's not an animal, but it's just possible that it's a dog. And B, it's a dog, so it might be an animal. And both of them still acceptable, but it looks like there is cast doubt. Cast doubt, it means quick doubt about what the speaker meant or what he really want to tell others. In number 7, we have denying the entailed component leads to contradiction. And we previously defined it. We said there is a contradiction sometimes for the sentences, and these sentences will make us quite confused, and we have to tell others what we really mean. And here, John killed the mayor, but the mayor didn't die. So here we can find it a contradict sentence. Why? Because if you kill the mayor, I suppose that it will be a funeral or someone already dead, and no opportunity or chance for that mayor to be alive. And suddenly you can read the sentence, but mayor didn't die. B, it's dog, but it's not an animal. So that's really confusing and perplexing for those who will listen. C, John is a bachelor, but he is happily married. The child fell upwards. And all these sentences, it's really a contradict. Entailment means there is something wrong. I couldn't get it, but we can tell it's contradict entailment. Asserting, it's a dog and it's an animal. So this is asserting entailment. So it's one kind of entailment to tell it's asserting. So someone who is really sure about the entailment, kick it with one of your feet. He was murdered illegally. So that's about the unnatural redundancy and asserting. So let's continue. We have another topic, selectional restrictions. When we talk about entailment, there is restriction. These restrictions, it means what? It means everything looks strange except one thing. That's the way, like the sausage doesn't appreciate moderate. John drank his sandwich and took a big bite out of his coffee. So we are here looking for the sentence B, John drank his sandwich. We know exactly that drinking sandwich is not in English, so we really have here kind of restriction or a problem in the sentence, because we couldn't say that. Maybe we can just say it's a joke. Like, why can't we consider it? Because we said it's restriction. So if you say drank his sandwich, for sure somebody he like looks like he wants a funny moment, or somehow your exam results are sleeping. So you're telling others that your result is really down, and you're trying to use a different expression for conveying the message. Therefore, we have here, as we noted in 7, denying entailment leads to contradiction. And we say Chomsky proposed that selectional restrictions were triggered by syntactic properties of words, but Macaulay, Lukoff, and other authors have argued that they derive from word meanings. And here you can check out like the entailment, denying entailment, and the restrictions by other authors. But here we are looking for what? If I give you this sentence, he's become irrational. He thinks his exam results are sleeping. So irrational, it means like the person maybe want to hide something. And number B, you can't say that June drank his sandwich, because someone is having that logic, and he wants to argue. He said, how come you say that John drank his sandwich? You couldn't use the word drank for the sandwich. It means there is something in the structure. You have to use the word, maybe the word ate. So John ate his sandwich. That's very logic, and no one can argue about the meaning of the sentence. We have here number 11, selectional restrictions. John didn't kill the mayor. The mayor isn't even dead. So we are here like assuming the exceptions, but in the same way we are not here to explain it in details. So we are trying now to move to say that the next page, we have page, I think, 123. We have two examples here. At the beginning, our kitchen drank a bottle of cloth. No, really. So that one, it looks like someone has selectional restrictions because it has kind of joke. So let's move to next page that we are looking for. We have here componential analysis. So componential analysis. Here we need to realize something very important in semantics, and this was created by some authors, which the approach already raised up in the mid of 20th century. So in the mid of the 20th century, the linguists and authors say that we have to bring out a kind of analysis for semantics and for linguistics beside the phonetics and phonology. And they say that this approach is sometimes referred as componential analysis of meaning. Some of the motivation for this approach can be seen in the following example. So we have here that example, and we need to understand exactly how we do the things with semantic features. So this is componential analysis. At the same time, we can say it is semantic features. How? We have that kind of features. So features like gender, adulthood are binary. And when we say it's binary, it's like the opposite. Like sometimes we have male and we have female. If you are like in the adulthood, you will like some will have like child, you have like adult, you have old. So these features will be given to any word that you will use. So that's here they said we would be missing significant generalization. What is a generalization here? If we say he, so he can be referring to a horse. If I say he, I mean the male of horse, it's called stallion. And the female of horse, it will be mare. So you couldn't mix or you couldn't just generalize everything. Sometimes we need to be quite specific and make something particular to the context itself. And when we say that this is a horse, maybe others, they need extra information. Is it like male or female? And here they said stallion is he, it means it's a male horse, and mare is a female horse. We have here human. Human should be man and woman. I cannot say that horse is a human, because a human is kind of description already given to human being, man and woman, or boy and girl. So child here, boy and girl for children, and we have sheep, we have ram and ewe. So so the point here, we have to understand that features with values. So the values it's given to componential analysis is plus and minus. So what's the meaning of plus and minus? If I say plus horse, it means, if I have the word stallion or mare, if the word is mare, I have to give it like minus. If the word is stallion, I have to give it plus. If the word is given like man, so it's a plus, woman, it's minus. Sometimes like this, and that's the way how we deal with the way. And here there is another thing, horse is unspecified for both age and gender sometimes, but sometimes if we define it by mare, it will be already established. And binary features analysis for horse term. So let's say there is a horse, and I ask you to do binary features or semantic features for horse. So you can tell me, I bring the words that belong to horse, and I try to check it out. Like we have horse, we said we cannot define adult or male because it's general. So anything general, we couldn't give it that features. So stallion, it's plus adult. It means it's already like big one, and mare is already mature one, but mare is minus male but still adult, and stallion is plus adult and plus male. So when we use the plus, it means I give the support that it's belong to that feature. Horse should be feature of adult, and horse should be male or female. So I just leave it with theta, it means nothing because there is no description. But stallion, I give it the positivity plus plus. Mare, I give positivity for adult and minus for male because it's female of horse. Foal, so it's like adult, it's not adult. Coat is not adult, but at the same time is male for the animal. And we have filly, it's not adult and it's not male for that kind of horses. So we have another example for binary features for a human term. So the semantic features for humanity or human. We have man, a human. We say man is plus adult and plus male. Woman plus adult minus male because she's a woman. Child, it will be minus adult and nothing. So the child here could be male or female. So there is no information that makes sure that this child, I cannot say the child he or she. I should say the child is doing something. I couldn't recognize exactly whether he belonged to a feminine society or masculine society. We have here boy, and it has because he's so young and too young, we give minus adult because still young, and boy means is a child, and plus male. Girl minus minus. So that's called componential analysis. Make sure that if I give it to you in the exam, you have to be quite sure about the minus and plus for that table. You do the binary feature table, and you have to be a little bit sure about the features. Like here, if I say some other features like alive, awake, possible, legal, these things can be given to some words, and some words, like if I say boy, one word, you have to tell me plus human minus adult plus male. Like the word gear, you have to tell me for semantic components or semantic features plus human minus adult minus male. So that's how you will answer the questions of componential analysis. I give you the word like boy or child, like this child, you will tell me plus human minus adult, and that's it. You cannot give extra information, and here they say this is called hyponyms or hypernyms. I'm not sure about your understanding for the exact point, unless if I give you a quiz later on or a question, general homework, you have to think about it, how to use the semantic features with it. The next page, we have other things like many lexical distinctions which do not seem to be easily expressible. It means I couldn't describe it based on binary features. So what we have to do, we can read about it, or we can find the information like here, members of the cat family. Cat family can be lion, tiger, leopard, jaguar, cougar, and wild cat, lynx, and cheetah. So all of these words can be under the cat family, but for sure, a lot of people around the world, they will not know the family. They have no idea about this kind of type, which under what group or under what feature can be. So here down we have another word, like we can say domain, in which the components need to be ordered or structured in some way, mothers, brothers, spouse, and we have probably not in most languages be called by the same term as spouses, mothers, brother. No English term available. Verb meanings also seem to require structured components. So fourth, we need to ask how many features would be needed to describe the entire lexicon. So that depends on your understanding about the group or the feature of itself. We have the next one, verb meaning. So when we talk about verb meanings, we know that sometimes I give or I can mention one word for the like I make a sentence, and this sentence has one verb. Maybe I ask others to translate the sentence, and maybe the translation will not be fixed, because some students, they will try to give a different meaning out of the context that I mean. So here we have to understand the basic things here. We have to understand that it's systematic components of meaning that are shared by an entire class. So that's called systematic components for the verb. It means if I hear the verb itself from the first time, I will tell, okay, it means something. If I say go, no one can tell me go means stay. So go means you have to move. So that's called systematic components. If I say idiosyncratic components, it means like I use it for specific context, and it has different meaning in different contexts. That's the idiosyncratic components. 1 and 2. And here we have two, what we call two examples. And these two examples we have to understand. John broke the window. The window broke. So you will look at it and you will find there is something missing. The window is broken. That's how we look at the sentence correctly. So break verbs here generally exhibit systematic polysemy between transitive and intransitive sense, whether it's intransitive and intransitive. So intransitive here, it means incoative change. It means you try to make it like on time. And here causative, it caused by something. And the window broke, it caused by something. And here John hit the tree hit. The two examples, it referred to the use of the verb. So I'm not here to ask you to explain everything in detail, but I'm asking you just to know the systematic components and idiosyncratic components. Number 2, we have here, I broke his leg. I broke him on the leg, or I shattered him on the leg. Mary hit the pinata. Mary hit at the pinata. So you have here different contexts for the same verb. Mary broke the pinata. Mary broke at the pinata. I cracked the mirror. I cracked at the mirror. And here everyone or every sentence has its own meaning for describing it. We can say here, semantic components, a change of the state in the case of break phase verbs and surface contact. So what I need what I need from you, you have to understand that break verbs like break, bend, fold, chatter, all share the change of state. So when I ask you a question about giving the two sentences about a break, you have to tell me that it's about change of state. Change of state. That's what I'm looking for from the word break, and you can tell me some examples like bend, fold, chatter. This is a synonym for break, and when we say break, it means causative and incoative. Incoative, two types. Down we have something to talk about. We have touch verb. This called intransitive verb, body part. I use my body when I touch. Hit, I use my body. Cut, also I use my body. Break verb, it means like body part, no body, because when you break, you are not here breaking by your hand. The things that you are trying to break, like the glass or others, it be broken by itself. But here, professor also touch, also hit, cut, but not break. Conative alternation, they mention here no for the touch verb. Middle here, no for the touch verb. This one we are not here to explain quickly because we have examples. What are the examples of transitive verb? Body part, I touch Bill shoulder, I touch Bill on the shoulder. So we have that example. I cut Bill's arm, I cut Bill's on the arm. So these examples, what I need you to know, if I ask you to give 3 examples about conative and middle and the body part, so you can tell me the bread cuts easily or cats touch easily, and you can tell me here for conative, Terry touched the cat, Terry touched the cat. So conative alternation, it's another example. For sure, you have maybe a little bit difficulty understanding of that concept of verb meaning, but what I need you to understand the verb in general, like touch verb by contact, like here there is a contact. Hit verb, it's motion and contact. When you hit, any word that belong to group of hit, let's say that you hit somebody or you kick somebody. When I say kick somebody or hit, so you will imagine that the action that happened here, it's moving or motion and contact. When I hit or I kick, I touch or I contacted another person. When I say kick out the cat, so maybe I make the movement to kick it out, or maybe I use my hands or I use my legs to kick it out. If I say cut, there is a motion, there is contact, there is a change. Why? Because when you cut, let's say the meat, and you have a piece of meat, big piece of meat, first of all, you will use the motion of your hands and the contact when you touch the meat and the change of the shape. When I say break, for sure, when you break the window, what will happen for that verb? Everything will be changed. So everything will be changed. That's how the verb meaning could be analyzed. It's very important to understand point number 32 in explaining the verb meaning. I can ask you shared component of meaning, talk about touch verbs, hit verbs, cut verbs, and break verbs, you have to tell me very easily and quickly what's the meaning based on verb meaning, like tell me change for a break, motion, contact, change for cut, hit, it's motion and contact, and touch verbs, it's only contact. And you can also read some examples. We have here another examples of idio or idiosyncratic. So we finish from the transitive, intransitive. When you say bunch and slap, so bunch and slap do not affect syntactic behavior. It means when you bunch or slap somebody, here it will be something affecting the person itself, and here the evidence that it mentioned for particular meaning. So as noted above, verb meaning cannot be represented as an unordered bundle of components. So we have to understand what's the meaning of unordered. It should be in the exact condition, like the verb break. So back again and read about transitive, intransitive, and read about state or stative verbs, how to understand them quickly. So for me, it's not important to focus more in verb meaning, but it's important for me to focus here as much as you can on the componential analysis, because in this chapter what we focus, if I ask you a question about give binary features or semantic features of the word stallion or of the word mare or of the word boy, and you as I said, you can read it here, like if I say boy, it can be the semantic features plus human minus adult plus male. That's how we deal with the context of componential or componential analysis semantic features. Okay, fine. So the conclusion here, you can see verb meaning may consist of two distinct parts, systematic part and idiosyncratic. Verb specific part is similar to proposals that have been made for content in general. So if I bring to you true or false, the verb meaning has three distinct parts, you will tell me wrong. So it has two distinct parts, systematic class and idiosyncratic class. And finally, when we look at the example here, we have the systematic aspects, meaning are or how they should be represented, and some of them they represented like this: stallion, it's male; bachelor is married or unmarried. How they show the unmarried, they make it down here. There is a sign before married which looked like down, and bachelor against married. So here married, it's unmarried when we make it down, and I don't need it, like this is not important for me, this page is not important, but what is okay for me to read is this discussion exercises. Next time we have to discuss the topic of componential analysis and answer the question number 8. Why? Because you will understand how to give features. If we say bachelor, if I say spinster, try to reread the features for this and answer it by your own by adding plus and negative value. I think you will be really great when you look at them. Here we have also the theme object and location object. Sometimes there is a change when we talk about the verb meaning. We talk about the theme and we talk about location. Sometimes like the spray, there is a location change. Cover, it has like theme when you cover something. So pull, there is a change here for location, and push. So look at them and try to answer them. Any question, we are here in the next Zoom class. I wish you all the best, and thank you very much for listening to me. I hope that chapter 7 is okay with you, and anything you want to know exactly how we are following the plan, you look at the plan in the e-learning platform, download the semantic plan and check out our progress to know exactly how we are moving into this semester. Thank you again and see you later. I wish you all the best.